Okay, so in the bottom left playing as Vesper, we got Disobeyed. Up against Warble in the top right playing as Nuru.
So this is very interesting, right? Warble is not playing Mercia for the first time ever?
Yeah, this is the first time I've ever seen Warble play something different, and I wonder if Disobeyed banned Mercia.
No, Mercia was left open.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I'm confused because I was like, well, probably Warble will pick Mercia if she's not banned. But if she's not banned, but if she's banned, he'll probably play, a better show. So never ban Mercia, guys.
So
And
something interesting here is the forest didn't get cut on either side.
oh no, they just capped it.
Oh, no, you're right, yeah.
Yeah.
So that is me being silly. It's alright, yeah, they're denying on both sides as well. Probably gonna see Warble Mirror and take out the swords. And I guess like a very slight difference here is Warble's doing it from the forest, whereas Vesper's... Oh, actually there's one less sword, so...
Oh yeah, because she capped the village maybe at different timing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he
you're right.
didn't rush.
Yeah,
He
there's
didn't
a...
rush a sword thing. Yeah, whatever.
I guess
Some
this
other.
means, yeah, now Nuru can hit that village, so... Yeah, there's like
I
a
mean,
slight difference between P1 P2, but...
no, it's not. It's not a player difference. He did something else with the sword.
No,
It's
I
a
know, I mean
timing.
like the timing of the swords I think is slightly
Yeah,
different, but...
yeah. I'm saying it's not FTA, yeah, because somebody might have thought that's what you're saying. Anyway, early dragon. Ah, wait. The mage was bought before the dragon. I like preemptive mage here, and dragon is really good if preemptive mage is not bought. But here, dragon was bought immediately after preemptive mage. Hmm. It can still be good if you make mistakes with the positioning of the preemptive mage, though.
Yeah. I mean, the mage can only cover so much, right? There's only one mage, so...
Well, the other side has tower right next to it.
Yeah.
I guess dragon gets this free attack. Anyway. Yeah, I usually build my preemptive mage one turn earlier, so... That's
Dissipate.
why.
I guess it's
Both
hard to...
players... Oh,
Sorry.
go on.
I was just gonna say, I guess it's hard to like punish the air trooper when there's a golem nearby.
Yeah.
You were gonna say?
Both players are going for the... like, kind of corner vills. Like, all the way to the side. Which looks pretty good and simple. It's like the one target you can pretty easily attack. But it feels like there is an early timing where you can go like center. You can stay for long, but you can dig up uh, the fortified village for a couple of turns maybe, and that's a lot of gold. And then maybe you can swing to the corner later, or you can go center for an attack or something. Not really an attack. It usually stalls if both players play correctly.
I guess the
But
advantage is like you're forcing your opponent to put their army in the corner.
yeah, but usually you won't see over. Ooh,
Oh,
yeah. This woods is not long for this world, I should say,
oh,
right?
right, yeah. For a moment I was like, oh no, like the dragon will die to the witch, but no,
Yeah,
you're
it
right.
was like it was a certified Nuru moment.
Yeah, that is. I mean, I guess like people generally don't consider Nuru strong right now, but that was actually a really sick Nuru play.
Yeah, so Nuru, I mean, Spaceman has been saying that for a while, but Nuru is pretty strong if she gets a good play, and it's hard to deny her all the good plays. You need to, not make. I won't say any mistakes. You don't want to make big mistakes, though. And this was probably a big mistake. That said, Disobeyed is playing Vesper, and he has Groove, so, like, in my mind, he's still winning at this point. Because he just has a way stronger groove. He will eventually get more value.
Warble's doing a good job clearing up a lot of this army on the right hand side. You know, these spears are probably going to go down. I think there's another sword that might go down as well. No, just dog taking a lot of damage. I wonder if it would have been just worth it to sword crit the golem, just so the golem can't one-shot stuff as easily, but...
But yeah, anyway, now both players have gone to the corners and they have flipped those villages. But now it's getting a bit late and unit count has started building up, so it's not really possible to attack the fortified for either player, I think. So the map should stall with Econ staying as it is right now. And Warble is ahead. Well, wait. Oh, well, he lost the dragon, so not really anymore. But even without losing the dragon, without dropping that... Wait, was there a way to not drop the dragon? Might have been trapped there. I didn't actually like count tiles and see if there was a way for it to escape.
It might have been, like, I guess effectively trapped in that, like, you would have to think, like, you have to spend a lot of time thinking about, you know, how am I going to get this out of here, like, what are my options, and I guess,
Or
like,
you might have lost other units to saving it, and it might have been not worth it, right?
yeah, or, like, you could have sent it to, like, the bottom left corner to keep it safe or something, but then it can't really do anything after that point.
Yeah.
So I think, you know, sacrificing it to do some damage and then...
But it still killed some things, and you got the wits, but you spent Nuru Groove. Anyway, I think Warble might be like slightly ahead army-wise, but like he's up against Vesper with charged Groove, so... Yeah. The village flips back, has to retreat because of the Vesper Groove. Normally it would stall out, but just the pressure from the Vesper Groove. That said, Disobeyed is moving all his forces away from the villages he won, so those are getting flipped back as well.
Okay, so we're heading to split map situation, and I guess Vesper is the one who really can push in this circumstance, right? Because if she has groove, she can go in for an attack, she can make that safe.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of,
I do not like this, because you do not get a big attack this turn, so you get to move forward without being challenged at all. You get to hex for free. But, you know, usually Vesper gets a big attack that turns she grooves, right? Now she doesn't, she barely chips a few units.
yeah, I mean, I guess the big thing though is that next turn everything's set up to just slam into the opponent.
Yeah, Warble needs to be very careful defending this turn. Even though Vesper got very little last turn, because you can't attack into her, she gets to, you know, stay in this position and threaten your HQ, and you need to defend very, very carefully.
Yeah, that's a lot of money to spend on heals.
Yeah. But like what I'm saying is, this in my opinion, as a Vesper player, is a wrong Vesper groove. And even with the wrong Vesper groove, you might just win. Because that's Vesper.
Oh, we see one opening. Golem going down, which... Oh, is there going to be a lethal attempt this turn?
I don't think there's enough damage for Nuru to die.
Well, that's the first night crit.
The second knight isn't critting.
Okay, I guess it doesn't have to. Let's go for some big damage. The golem's down as well, so that's the bulk of the damage on the army gone.
Yeah, so here the problem is that Nuru must heal, and she can only heal on the racks unless you kill the knight to her left first.
Those knights have a lot of health, and there's not really much that can kill knights over there, so...
There is the archer. But Warble needs to see that, and it's because healing on the racks is very annoying. It will make your defense worse.
Okay. Archer
Oh.
play, air trooper, alright, decent kill.
Yeah. It's good damage, but this means that Warble can no longer kill the knight to the left of Nuru before healing her. So he'll help to heal on the racks, yeah. So this makes his defense a bit harder. But Nuru has groove again.
And Vesper is a long way away from having groove. I mean, can Disobeyed's army though just like kill a lot of this stuff? I mean, I guess the other question is Stronghold gonna die? There is a night crit lined up on it.
Yeah. So Disobeyed cannot stay here forever, but HQ might die soon.
Yeah, I mean, commander hit, gonna do quite a lot.
Okay, and since commander hit from there, basically HQ will die next turn, or Vesper will die before that happens. So now it's a question of whether Warble can lethal Vesper this turn.
Yeah, because, I mean, even with the Stronghold bug, I think she's gonna be doing pretty well. Ooh, attacking in melee range with archers?
It's suicides.
Yep. Well, yeah, there's not really any other choice. Alright, suiciding air trooper.
Another suicide.
Dog comes in, another suicide. Oh, I don't know. Is this gonna be enough?
We're gonna see. I think it's very close.
Double sword suicide. Here, but there isn't really anything else to do with that, so...
Yeah, even if you were able to open that side, you don't have any other units. You need the suicides to have the chance of opening it. Another suicide on Vesper.
I feel like if you were gonna go for the earlier suicide with the 4 health sword, you probably should have hexed before that.
So this is a mistake, by the way. This sword hit at 4%. It was at 4% before hitting Vesper. But the mage should have healed it first, because now the mage deals like 1 more damage than the sword on Vesper.
Oh.
Yeah, there goes the resignation. There was no lethal anymore after the sword suicided. So I calced it. And I think if I didn't like miss something, I think there was an exact lethal, which was, it started exactly the way Warble was doing it, but now his last units were the 8 health mage, which is 16 on Sio base, and Nuru, which was not going to be enough. But I think this mage could have healed the 4 health sword before the suicide, and then the mage can't hit, but the full health sword can hit, which deals 15 on base, which is 1 less than the mage. But by healing the 4 health sword, you gain 2 damage, and so you're actually plus 1 damage over just hitting with the mage after suiciding the 4 health sword. And I think that 1 damage makes the little possible. But it's, completely fair to miss that. Also in Wargroove 1 that would have been a lethal, because the mage dealt more to Sios.
Right.
But after suiciding the sword, with only the mage and Sio left to deal optimal damage, Warble sees that he doesn't have a kill and resigns the game. So this was a pretty solid game.
Yeah,
I
I
think-
mean, I know you're questioning the Vesper groove, but I think it works out quite well. Like, you go for the...
I mean, it won.
Yeah.
I mean, it won. I don't like it. I don't like it, but it won. And that's why I think, Vesper is an amazing Sio and Nuru not as good. Nuru did a very decent play. One of her best plays, arguably. And Vesper did one of her worst plays. And Vesper still got a lot more from it. And so it's like, Sios are not all perfectly balanced. Some are stronger. Vesper is one of the strongest. And
I'm curious about one thing. Like, I wonder if the dragon dying didn't need to happen.
yeah, this was one of the things I didn't actually fully I wasn't fully paying attention when it happened in the game, because we were catching up. We weren't live yet when we were watching it the first time. So I don't know. It might have been that it could have escaped, and then that could have been a decent advantage for Nuru to maybe push. But Vesper already had Groove by then, you can't really push into that. It's so hard to play against Vesper with charged Groove, and 19 by 19 is a pretty small map. So it's not like you can attack outside of her range. Her Groove has tons of range. It's not global anymore, but 6 range and she can move pretty far before casting it. So 4 plus 6, 10 range effectively. It's like fine. Basically global for 19 by 19.
Yeah. Well, it was a fun game. I do want to note as well, for the sake of people who are watching this, both live and on YouTube, because of the scheduling issues between these players, Warble elected to forfeit the remainder of the set, so Disobeyed goes on to the round of 8. And we're going to see Warble most likely in the next qualifier. I think it was just very unlucky that they weren't able to make it work between them as far as scheduling goes.
I mean, on the flip side, one could ask, does it matter that much who won this set? Because Disobeyed is now gonna have to play Psychoja. And it's probably not gonna turn out very well for them.
Hey, you say that, but you know.
Yeah, there has been a bunch of upsets.
Yeah, there's been
think...
loads of upsets in this tournament already. Like, Warble, I think, has taken games off of Psychoya, or at least like pushed Psychoya really hard in TYM. So, you know, like there is the possibility of Warble had the potential to take games off of Psychoya, and I think Disobeyed can as well. It really depends, but
I mean, I guess. I know Psychoya hasn't touched the game much, has barely prepped at all. I think we're close to like 0 prep for Psychoya, as close as it ever gets. I mean, he always... Some maps he just has played them quickly, so he has some preps on them. Harmonious he has prep on, obviously, since forever. Just passively from playing it so much. But this might be Psychoya at his least prepared on one side. So you might think, oh, it's pretty easy to take games off him. But on the other side, Psychoya is not me. I rely a lot on my prep. Psychoya is just like strong at the game. He plays intuitively mostly. That's why he's so strong and so fast. He doesn't need to be like very well prepped and trained to do super well. Some other players, mainly me. I'm the most prep heavy player, I think. I'm like 20 times worse without prep. Psychoya is maybe like 10% worse without prep, or 20% worse without prep. Like, I think the natural variance of his play based on if he's been having a bad or a good day is more important than how much he has prepped for him. He's just a very, very intuitive player. That's my idea.
okay.
Although he has said that he also preps for the opponent instead of the map sometimes. You know, he tries to understand the opponent's habits and play against that, which I don't do, and I don't understand much. I just try to play the position, usually at least. So I don't know how much that matters. But what I'm trying to say is, if there's somebody you're very, very unlikely to upset, it's Psychoya, because I think it's very hard for him to play much worse than he usually does.
Well, we're gonna get to see that in the coming weeks. Disobeyed's gonna go up against Psychoya next in the round of 8. So I'm looking forward to that, but for now we're gonna move on to the next one.